Because there's a free game on Epic. It's really dark in here. Why is it so dark? Don't make me log in. In. Hang on. Because this gives you get a minute to get here. Get exactly 7 minutes. Hold on. You get here. I mean, I don't. This apparently was the password. Oh, those kids are excited. There's a free game on Epic. It's called Minute. And it looks very retro. What do you mean the password's no good? Well, I guess we're resetting the password. You cannot use one of your last 5 passwords. Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. Definitely was a generated password. This is funny. Like the only passwords. Plague, Taylor, Innocence. It's also free. Sure. Why do I know this game? I don't know, I'm just gonna add it to my store. I want this minute. This minute looked cool. But the camera stopped being stupid. Oh, it's... Oh, is it because of the... Thank you. Get a receipt. Great. Alright. Let's go. Maybe we just play South round. This is the After Dark show.
目のやり場に困る仕方ないわね。どこを
We have a goal. It's to unlock the duck. What do we got for music here? What's this music?
Boom.
This guy in the xylophone is nuts, man.
G. Boom.
What is happening? Aww. We are up to 4 pairs. I almost thought this was a pair. We have 5 pairs then. There's no harm in just dunking this tile. And like none of these pairs are missing either. Wow. I hate to discard you. It doesn't really have a better weight on it. We have to draw more tiles to help it. I'm amazed this guy didn't keep this pair. Like, what are you playing that... Need to find a... Wow. I need to find a pair. This 5 went. That's amazing. Here. That's progress. What am I tossing? Well, right, the 7. Some of them are missing. We have enough tiles. Well, maybe we don't. I don't know to go around 5 more times. I can probably find 5 tiles that are probably okay. At least not for a big hit. Great. His way is music when we sleep. Maybe we just should have pawned everything. We're really not in much risk. I mean, this guy is playing edge tiles. Boy. I know that seems stupid. But I just don't want to play into this. This is the biggest hit. I don't know what this guy has, but he might have just saw a Dora tile and said we're going. You can't get a ready hand from here, so just get out of here. What a disaster. He had the only ready hand. And we had his tiles. That's not too bad that just one person took all those points. They do stay dealer. Oh, I thought I was going to change the music. A pretty good hit. We're west. I need more peppy music. Uh-oh, this person
Riichi desu.
DC. That's great. Riichi. So they have honor tiles, I would assume.
リーチだよ。
Wow.
Ron.
That wasn't obvious, dude.
Riichi.
You need to
Pink.
go back.
Dora.
Let me not discard any honor tiles. Taken. Just like that. The guy who was first. Oh yeah, I love Sunny. White Dragon.
カン。
Whoa! Cameron Diaz. This one's pretty bad. Oh man. The worst best Star Trek is on too. I'm not pawning that. The Hot Banjo.
Chi.
Oh, isn't Nations League on? Nations League is on. That's perfect. Throwing something to drawn out too. Okay. I have a lot of pairs. Let's just dump West. Way too many pairs.
Riichi だよ。 ポンです。ポンです。
I'm trying to get to a ready hand. No, we're not getting there, I don't think. I got one draw to find. Oh, there's a shot. There's an honest shot. Oh, we have to discard again? That sucks. Me not paying attention.
脳天だわ。
Oh, I dodged a bullet there. I need to count better. It's a very strange game because this guy's just gone. Wow. Dump the north first, see what happens. Just calling this? I mean, it's my deal. It has bonus points in it. I think we actually would open here.
チ
This guy gives me a hit. We do it. Of course, man. If I held in there, we would have had the double. Here we go. We're actually 2 away. How fast do we need to play? If I open, what am I looking for? Go to 1 away. Yeah, I think we do. Oh ho ho, hey, it's Jeepicus. That's Chinese food right here. This guy, I think, lost connection to the game, unfortunately. I don't think he intended on having that happen to him. This is Dora adjacent, but only 1-7 left. I don't need the 9 anymore, I can just chi the 6, the 6, 7, 8. Don't need the 8 anymore either. Now this hand all of a sudden is worth a lot of points. Gain anything by cheating this?
Pon desu.
Got away from that edge. Doesn't really... We need this guy to give us some chi food. Not sure that was right. We can hit a run and then go for the pair. No, I think that actually... Well, we don't have a ready hand if we do that. I had 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. These weights are ugly. I mean, he's discarding tiles in the region. There we go.
Chi.
I mean, this is as close as we were going to get. Already discarded one.
Pon.
Wow. Oh, this person is disconnected as well. I wonder if there's a connection issue.
Tenpai desu.
He had a big hand. How you doing, GPKs? I didn't need this pair. Oh, yes, it's absolutely free. It's a gacha game, but you don't actually have to pay anything to do things, to play the game. I can't decide what to do here. Just do it. I'm dumb. Just remember I'm dumb. Can't pawn those. Ian. You know, I got the stupid fortune charm just so if somehow we run out of the stupid coppers. There's an event going on. You can just trade the event stuff, the event dailies for free coppers. So if you get in and play, like, I think it expires tomorrow, but that'll like give you a. I mean, it's gonna take you a while to get out of Adept anyways, so you get some dailies. But like, Yogi has played enough to burn through a lot of coppers. But you always play the bronze room, and you can always play the tournament room. It's a really good weight.
Done.
Nice. That was good. I think it was a well-played hand. I think we did what we needed to do there to get out of that. We get to keep our deal, and we also pick up all the Riichi sticks that were in there, so that was basically a 3-Han hand. And that just let us make sure we got it. I finished it, so Yogi wanted to play Abduction, and I also really wanted to actually play Abduction, and I think Yogi's asleep. Well, I don't want. Well, if Yogi checks out the stream, I don't want him to hear spoilers. We have a lot of pairs. I just realized that we have a lot of pairs. Really ate first. But Abduction was amazing. It was really, really cool. I actually put out a tweet about it and said it's really cool. And the actual dev, the head guy, Rand Miller, actually retweeted or liked it or something. I thought it was pretty cool. Don't know any of them on Twitter or anything. And I guess there's a new one coming out, Firmament. Eventually, it's coming out. But no, Abduction was really, really good, and it was so good. I don't do this very often. I don't actually, like, go write a review, right? I went and wrote a review and basically said it's the magnum opus of the series, period. Let's start pawning stuff. Like, okay. Yeah, it was really, really good. Have you played it? Did you pick it up for free? It will definitely go on sale at some point again. No, it's in its own time zone. The game is in its own world. You never hit any pairs. Bad tile, man. Oh, they're all discarding for AI.
Riichi, Dorani,
It's really good. The connection is that the puzzles and the design of the game and the feel of the story and how it progresses is... If you played Myst, but you played Myst in a world that you could walk around in if you wanted to. I used the regular, like, way it was in Myst, where it was just point and click through pictures, but it's still walking. It's Unreal Engine, so you can walk around. I don't think whether or not you can walk around has any actual impact on the game. I thought, well, there's a lot of puzzle games you can walk around these days. There's one game I know of right now that I could do the point navigation, so I did that. But I had to turn it off at times because there's actual issues. It's not their problem. It's a problem with the engine. I know the Unreal Engine can be a little bit temperamental when it comes to boundaries and edges. Probably should have kept. No, the one's not very useful. The only way the one's useful is if we hit the pair. I'm not dealer anymore, right? Taking 1,000 off of them. I have a Dora tile, but I can't play the Dora tile if but the only the primary relationship is that it's built by the same people that built that series, same company, and they just do a really good job of puzzle design and stuff. Everything is completely fair in the game. It's so well done, and I was really impressed. We actually have enough to just kind of go for all outside here. Like, we already have a 7, 8, 9. We could have had a 1, 2, 3. We're one away on this. I don't know. I'm being overly dumb. It's really good. I was satisfied. I gotta drop some of these pairs. This middle pair, so I'm learning about these weights. These middle pairs are terrible. If I open, how are we ever... I can't open. I can't open. Like, this is our best shape, and it's just bad. All pawns was a thing at some point in this hand. I think I'm just folding at this point. I don't think the AI is going to kill us, but if they were to, I mean, sometimes you just can't catch them, you know. And really, the major risk here is this guy getting us, and it's just not. We're not even getting a ready hand. That was just not happening. Now, they had really good luck to hit that every game. And that's the match. These other jokesters that DC'd kind of ruined it, but we got 18 points out of it. But yeah, what you need, Jeepicus, is there is a client. There's a client. So every time I hear this song, there's certain points of the song where I would pop a balloon in the game, and that balloon was like the power-up balloon or whatever. You need this. This is how to play. All you have to do is... I'm sorry, is this the US version? Hang on, let me make sure this is the right one. This is it, sorry. You want this. And there is a so I'm running this not in the browser. I'm running this as a separate program. That's how I got it. It'll send a little code to your email or whatever, and it gives you like a account recovery code. Save that somewhere, just in case you lose your account. But it saves the login. Yeah. Yeah, I think it just all dumps in a folder. I picked the one that has no install. There's a no install option. There's a tutorial in it. It's the same thing as the web client. I mean, you can just go to the web client too. But you can just play AI. I'll show you how to do that after this. Well, it's going to be a minute to just start a new round. There's a little tutorial, and there's probably enough. This is the whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. This is the actual... Yeah. I don't like these shapes. These edge shapes suck. This is a really good shape. In fact, this one... We keep this one because we hit the 2... Yeah, that's actually better. The 7 probably goes next. Wow. Whoa. Oh wow. Kind of a zonk of a door tile. It makes north. It's the next one. Anti-clockwise around. I guess the 7 goes. Can't pawn it. This one is pretty wayward. So you get random 7s. Nothing they have. We're pretty close though. Dump this one. Okay. I guess that was our pair. Maybe we should have kept that. I'm trying too hard just to get close to Tenpai, and now I'm just... It's supposed to be taped, whatever soccer game this is. Man! We don't even need this 2 anymore. No one's discarded a 2. That might be our pair. Wow. What is happening? We got a Dora out of that. A bunch of them are... What is going on? Riichi.
Riichi です。
We have all runs. We do.
本です。
We have a Pinfu hand as well. It's not Pinfu actually. Not Pinfu.
つも
But we
ご
sumoed
め
it
んなさいね。
with a free Dora.
リーチ、つも、ドラ、ドラ。
Oh, we got a free Dora from all this business. Well, thanks for the 12K. Oh, we get to deal again. We get to take everybody's money again. The program is flipping out. Oh, that must be Jupicus feverishly. I don't have a reason to open. This will take me a little bit. I'll show you how to play the AI once I'm done apparently dunking these guys. We have a hand kind of full of Dora tiles. Like well, the problem is they're very far away from many of our connections. And we can't really open, but I mean, like, we could dump these and just, I mean, it's a 3-Han hand. I'm probably not going to get terribly better from, well... Mine doesn't exactly improve anything, but hitting the 7 does help it. 8's probably next, 9's probably next. Oh, okay. Fair possibility there. Did you figure it out? You should just be able to run the EXE and it should start up a launcher that's in another language, but it should be what is happening in this game. Now what's going to be unveiled? Wow, this whole set, the characters. I have 2 people who are open and can do anything.
G.
And I have this guy who's doing crazy things. We just open 2? I think we just played defense, to be honest. I mean, pseudo-defense, like... This tile's a liability. Let's just get rid of it now. 404 not found. Huh? I'm not sure what's happening to you. I downloaded. Hang on. I don't know why I'm dunking a pair here. Probably because I have too many pairs. I wish this 2 and 3 were a bit safer. Okay. I think we're falling into a hand that's probably not going to shape up particularly well. That's also a Dora tile. Okay, no one cared about the 2. Love it. Get out of here. Plus, they needed the 2.
G.
I mean, it's triple Dora. No, I can't take that. I feel we're in defense mode here. The fact that that passed, there it is. There's north. Wow. Oh, that's a bullet. Oh my god. Are they broke? Is the game over? About damn over. Okay, I have a moment here. So I went to that second link. This plus beta. Every time I go to try to look at something, there. So I downloaded the one at the bottom, the beta 8 Win32x64 zip. I unzipped it. I unzipped it, and then I ran the Mahjong Soul exe. It should have popped up a folder. The folder is like Mahjong Soul blah blah blah, Mahjong Soul plus.exe. I ran that, and it started. It loads up a launcher, and I don't know. I gotta kind of understand what step you are at in the process. I might be able to help you. Dan Z-Man's the one that showed me it, so if we can't resolve it, I'll just ask them. Garbage hand. This east tile. I kind of wanted to keep that because of the pawn situation. I don't really have any reason to open this. I mean, okay, this guy has more points than me, but like everybody else here. I guess I had 5 pairs. I should have just discarded the 1. Oh. Have too many pairs. We're just gonna go for pairs and...
つもごめんなさいね。タイヤをドラ。
Getting out of the basement. Taking more of this guy's money. So we've reached the East 2-hand. Repeat number 2. Not my win, unfortunately. This is a pretty hot hand. We're not playing East. Now we could open to take the lead here, because this is reasonably close to bankrupting this other player. They're down. But I'm mostly concerned about keeping these two people behind me, whether we win or lose. The first place situation. These people are so far behind that we would get quite a large amount of rating points anyways if we just finish second. I don't really need this 9, do I? 6, 7, 9 anyways. The 8's a bit wayward. I don't know what this person's doing, but they certainly haven't called much. Yeah. I guess the 7's actually a liability because of this Dora tile situation. Whoa! Oh my god! Closed 7s. I mean, I guess game on, huh? Knowing that that's completely walled off from ever being anything. They have a ridiculous hand down there right now that could wreck someone. I still have 2 pairs, but we're dumping this west because we already have 2 other pairs.
Riichi です。
Wow, what a hand, dude. Good for you. And I'm probably in folding territory here. Unfortunately, I don't have a single tile to fold. Won't make us 3 Han. I'm gonna pawn this.
Pon です。
I think it's a bad decision, but it gives at least our hand a non-zero value.
Riichi.
Oh boy.
ロン。
Oh, they got busted. Oh my
リー
god.
チ。タイヤをドラゴン。
Ho 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 ho. Oh
Hanemon.
dear, they got Hanemon. 50 foo, 7. See, we just fold. Okay, we're back to the old strats. Oh, gotcha. There's a tutorial in the game. Should you get there, but I guess if you didn't get there. Yeah, you can play on the webpage too, but this has less lag and is much easier to stream. Man, oh man. What a hit. Just have 5 Dora tiles in your hand. Just start with 4 of them in your hand. I guess we didn't know if they had 4 of them in their hand. I'm pretty sure they had the 3 and then drew the other. We're pretty close to Riichi here. 5 is a door tile. Or sorry, it's the Aka or something. The exposed tile.
Chi.
A pretty strong hand. We're very close to having Infu closed. Riichi. It's not all symbols because of this, but I don't really care.
本です。
I'm a little bit confused. How were we not offered to take these? We must have drawn the second one later.
つもごめんなさいね。
Wow.
タイヤをドラに。
They stay dealer. You only need 2 more melds to win. Wow, this is coming together.
本です。
All I need to do is figure out something with this 5 and the 9, and the 2, the pair. If we draw the 6, this has better weights. And this also has better weights if we draw 3, so that's why we went with the 9. Man, oh man, we would have had the double there. We would have had the double weight on the 2 and the 9. Oh, that's pretty good. I'm just gonna take that right now. You just hit Riichi and sit back and drink your coffee. Sumo.
つもごめんなさいね。
Pay me.
リーチ、つもドラ。
Wow, I have no reason to open that. I don't really need my own wind either. So this is the kind of hand, like, I mean, all we need to do is just open and end the game. We don't actually... This is just playing to the scorer situation. Someone has to come up with a hand. This person could try to win multiple hands because they're dealer, but everybody is... They would need in one hand something so big that they're just not going to get. We're also probably about to go Riichi anyways. This is a really nice shape. Get a 5 in there, it's an amazing shape. There's 7 in there I'm not exactly unhappy with. So how does this fit on the pattern? We need the 5 in there. This may even be openable at this point. Looking at my little chart. I'm trying to make some like flashcards and charts. Uh-oh. Get this out of my hand first. I do think we're actually calling down. Oh, that's happening. I do need a pair, but the pair is probably going to be on the edge of this straight. I've not discarded a single character tile, and this person appears to be in something else. Nobody has discarded any of the tiles that we currently hold. Maybe we should have passed east. We probably should have passed east. We didn't need it. I mean, we can always, if we hit 10 we can always just dump one of these. Oh man, I needed that 5. They needed that 5. Wow, everybody's in characters. But they have now all opened, so they're all fighting over scraps. Considering the number of multipliers that have magically disappeared, like this person doesn't have matching runs, this person has the 2 potentially for... Like, this person appears to be going out as fast as they can to catch this person to just catch everyone and not finish dead last. Like, this is them fighting over who's gonna get second. Wow, well that's... I guess you have to this far behind, right? But I think that just opens you to more risk. I think I just sit back here and watch it all fly. Someone's gonna try to end this hand. Here's my 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is I'm surprised that didn't... I'm surprised no one had action on that. I just figured get something out of my hand before someone hits for 6 on. Pretty sure we went on a 5. 4. Oh, they just drew. We're gonna play another hand. They're all simples. We hit a couple Doras. Now this person could technically eclipse the lead, but we're even safer from the other 2. And unfortunately, despite that hand shape, we weren't winning. We just didn't draw anything. What's my Yaku table? Twin sequences is only closed. It's an important thing to know. What an interesting shape. I don't know how to recognize that shape. I should change this from numbers to... I guess the numbers are potentially important. Yeah, the numbers are actually important. I need another 7. Okay, that actually helps quite a bit. I don't need all this Dora, but 5, 6, 7. I still am missing a 7, but now that Chi on the 7 would have been nice. So we don't need anything else. Oh boy. We have a run here. We have a proto thing here. We're very close. I don't know how to count the number. We certainly have 1 meld here, 1 meld here, a whole bunch. We'll just get this out of here now. Like this is a hand we open as soon as we can. That's just so I can open. And this is a better shape to go out on.
Chi. Chi.
I'm unsure why I didn't meld the, Here's our... It's 2 tile weight, but...
Chi.
It's possible we draw something that makes the weight better. But the tiles that we're waiting on are not, I don't like that discard.
Chi.
I'm exactly afraid of some crazy hand. That opens up our options, but unfortunately it's very thin. Oh, that I don't even know what that is, and I don't care. Ew. Ew, we're staying in it, but that's ew. I don't need the points. Someone hasn't run it, so... This tells me more about their hand, though. They got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Isn't a set of each of them. It's worth 1 Han. You don't have to play the special event battle to get the thing. Already been discarded. I'm actually okay with this person going out as long as I'm not the one that feeds them, but their hand might be worth like 3 Han. That's a bad discard, man. You're greedy. No one's discarded East yet. Someone's considering breaking their... Wow. This guy is trying desperately, I think, to win this hand. I'm not even sure what he's doing at this point. It's been discarded twice and good. I mean, they have to get a ready hand at the very... They like assume no one else goes out. The match ends if they don't get a ready hand. It's discarded. Sounds good to me. So I think they're probably trying desperately to make Tenpai here. I didn't have to really even think about this defense. I don't have to even do anything now. Sit back and drink my coffee. Everybody had a Tenpai hand. And I was kind of the only one that had a... Me and this guy. That had a hand like we weren't all waiting on the same tiles. So, when everybody is Tenpai there, no one exchanges points, and because this guy's Tenpai, we get a redeal. Well, another deal on his deal. Can't open that. Listen to Katamari and Damacy for a while. Or as I like to call it, Katamari Democracy. Wow.
Oh, animals! Look what I found!
Thank you for the follow. Norwazi. Apparently you like Mahjong. Let's go Riichi. Let's go... Oh, we need to improve this hand a little bit. What's the Riichi on? 5? We need to improve this hand a little bit before we do that. Preferably something on these edges. Oh dear. Are you part of our crew or are you someone else, an outsider? Maybe I should have just went Riichi. No, I should not have gone Riichi. We were never, ever, ever going to be able to go out on that. I'm gonna discard the 6. Is there a world we open? Nah, not really. I mean, if this guy is gonna rush to win, what does it mean to me? The others have to do something about him. I have the luxury of being very far ahead. Welcome to the stream. I probably don't even need the Riichi. It's probably a bit more risky than it needed to be. I could have just stayed Dama. But the reason we waited is even this dumb pair here improves our weights. I mean, I'd rather be waiting on these kinds of tiles than a 5 that they have 3 of. There's a lot of these tiles end up being liabilities if you're trying to build a hand. Uh-oh, we got double Riichi. There it is, Ron. GG. Wow, we
リー
dunked
チ
everyone.
ドラドラ
Yeah, it could have been more Han, but that's okay. I'll take my 44k. Pretty much dunked everyone equally in this.
私の勝ちですね
Got time for one more. Oh, we actually upgraded this and we got 2 spheres. I was asking Dapper, what the heck are those? It's probably the last match for this evening. I have to be up in the morning. Oh, Jeepicus, did you, hang on. Did you figure it out? Let me show you what you can do. If you want to learn and play against the AI, you go to Friendly Match. Create Room. 4-player. You can do versus AI, but if you do versus AI, it's going to be an East-only match. Set this to 300. Advanced. Enable. The points are whatever. If you set the minimum points to... Well, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. Just leave this all the same. What you want to change is... I'd change the computer to normal once you know more what's going on. You can even turn on Show Everybody's Hand. But let's say you want to play the real Mahjong, which is 2-win match. Create a 2-win match room. The same settings. You go to create. Takes to a room. Add AI, add AI, add AI, and now you have a full east-south match instead of just the 4. If you'd rather practice that way. One more match, and then I'm done. If we do well in this match, we'll reach whatever the next rank of this silliness is. We'd have to draw a lot more green tiles, but there's actually a Yakuman possibility here. Yeah, just get rid of it.
ポンです
Wow. I figured it was a liability. Uh-oh. They're a lot of the way there. 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs. I can't open that. Oh, I can't stand the emotes. Ah. Well, I'll try to explain it. After this match, I'll run through it. Run through how it works. Basically, there's a few rules. I'll explain it after the match. But the simplest one to understand is if you've ever if you were able to call it earlier in the match, if you were able to call it and you did not. Now, able to call it means you had all the stuff to do it. Awful lot of pairs. We're 1 pair away. This 5 is actually the worst style.
あポン
Try Probably just dunking this 5. He doesn't need it. Hopefully I'll get it right, but I'll explain how I understand it. So hopefully that'll help. We're going for a really dumb hand here, but it's the best hand we're probably getting out of this hand. Gross. I was hoping to be able to go out on that. But considering there's now 3 on the board. Oh boy. Well, it's just that it's the only hand we're going to be able to make. But yep, that is exactly the plan. Folding is also a choice. I don't think I'm actually that afraid of this discard. Wow. It's a garbage hand. Okay, it's a little less garbage than I thought it was. Okay, I should have just folded. This is the first like loose hand we've probably played all night. Just a really bad deal. Alright. Garbage. Is this person any good? Oh god, what the hell have I dealt into? Dealt into a luck box. All those had we had 12. We had several draws to hit anything. We could have gone. Well, we probably wouldn't have gone Riichi, but we were there. We just needed any other hit. Yeah, now I gotta find. Well, a way to keep our deal. Holding onto this tile too long. This door tile just needs to go. Yeah, generally, so the last book I read, now we've read several books and guides on things, said basically once you hit 5, you're kind of in, I mean, unless you have something way better going on, that's the point to go for it. Probably not hitting anything with this 6. We have a hand here though. 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7. We need something else in the middle here. Even the 2 would help us. The 2 finishes a double run. Then we have some pickups that we can get. So I want to discard. I'm not helping hand. Keep discarding my hubcaps. Nope, there's the T gone. T is gone. No water. So they have all pawns. I already have a pair. Nicely done. You didn't finish last. Well done. Oh, the chat. The chat got bumped. Oh dear. I didn't realize the chat got bumped. I hit something where the chat box went behind the game. Oh god, they hit another one.
Ron,
Wow.
それちょうだい。
This hand might cost that guy more than this. It cost me. Oh, of course not. Oh, there was a dealer situation. Oh dear. A 4 here would be nice. So we're currently getting dumpstered. It's okay. Really only one hand that did it. And calling out that I knew it was probably bad, but it was enough points to still be in the game though. So it may not have been a bad play. And we also couldn't know that they were tenpai. I'm just kind of thinking that through. It's like the last book I read was basically like, if you're tenpai with a hand that's worth enough points and you don't think that you're going to get completely taken to the shed, you keep going. You keep going, because this is our best shape, unfortunately. Is it? I'm definitely dumping this 5. That's a good hit. I no longer need this 9 because these 6. Always remember that 2 runs back to back are 6 tiles, so if you already have what I had there, you could just dump the 9, and if we draw the 7, that's awesome.
Ron, それちょうだい.
Non-winnable. We're not winning this. Couldn't you have wrecked him for more points, though? Couldn't you have done that? So we're in a position here where we maybe... Well, they still have deal, so... That's a hand. I mean, they're just dealing into this person hard, but this person is the hottest person on the table right now. Luck aside... Sort of. If you understand how Furiton works, and you assume that someone's waiting on a 5 and a 6, if they discard a set, you have to know that that's what they're waiting on. If that's what they're waiting on, hey Biba, if you know that's what they're waiting on a 5-6, and they discard a 7, then is that right? 7. I have to look at the table. There's a Suji table. S-U-J-I. And that table tells you that basically they can't. It makes the other side, they're not legal to play. But there's other weights that people can have. There's this thing called the Suji trap, and understanding all of that. I really just don't take it for granted that people are waiting on those things, because these people are like, they just go. So there's a Yaku table. You need this. You must Doesn't matter what the pair is. It can matter. So the way, okay, so there's multiple things going on here. The thing I just linked, there's the Riichi, and I think we're taking it. Oh god. Yeah, screw it.
リーチです。
Just screw it. Just go Riichi. So if you look at those one-han hands and notice at the top right there's a legend. There's if you open your hand by melding off of an opponent's discard prior to going Ron, which is going out. Going out doesn't count. If you when you're going out, you can take anyone's discard. It doesn't matter. But the ones you should look at are all simples, Pinfu, and Value Honor. Those are probably like the three most likely ways people go out. And notice that Value Honors, it doesn't have the little eyeball next to it, cross through it. Just give me my tile. I was really hopeful we'd improve that shape. Oh, perfect. I don't want to have to discard. Oh boy, that's a bad move. That was next to the Riichi tile. Oh, Jesus. What is this game? So in this in the Riichi Mahjong, which is the version of Mahjong we're playing, there is a minimum qualifying hand. I'm now in the absolute dumpster of this match because these people are bad. The good news is it's all last because we can try to keep this game going. So you have to make a minimum qualifying hand. If you ever try to go out and it says no Yaku, that means you didn't make the qualifying hand. But yes, the general format is 4 melds of 3 runs or 3s of a kind. If you ever make a 4 of a kind, you immediately draw another tile. It's a quick dumb win. Did we try to hold more patience? Probably see another tile. Right, so you have to always have a hand that's worth at least 1 Han. There's a bunch of other stuff on that page that tells you like bonus stuff, like it says it can't count as the Yaku, or it can't count as, what does it say? Does not count for minimum Yaku. Look at the bottom left, and that's any of these tiles that have the shiny. But I'm going to trust Danzy Man's have faith in the wall. Okay, so that, what else was a question? It does not have to be a special pair. The pair can be, it can be anything, but note that certain hands on that chart, the pair has a special restriction. Like all simples, you can't have a pair that's worth anything. Get rid of this. Of course. I think we're just getting taken to the cleaners on this. Even if I didn't put that person, if I didn't give this person points, we're still losing. Not possible to win. Luckbox. Luckbox City. Actually, this match isn't over yet. We're just further dumpstered. This happens sometimes. But all we need is a big 8,000 point hand. 12,000 would be amazing. I don't think we're getting that. What's have to be? Well, I mean, you can make like one of the Yakus is making the same run twice. It's kind of rare and it has to be closed. Well, You go out by having all your matches. This one is really bad. I mean, whether if the melds are in your hand, they're just fine. It's just called the meld's called closed. And if you've called people, they're just on the side, not in your hand anymore, but they count just the same. Just once you have those conditions, you discard the tile, and then it'll have a button that says run, and then you run them and you win. Sumo is if you draw the tile, it'll have another button that says sumo. If you have a fully closed hand that is basically waiting on, you have 4 of the 5 required melds, you can go Riichi, but Riichi means you don't change your hand anymore, you just discard what you draw until you win. Yes. Yeah, you'll know you'll have it, because when you highlight over the discard, it'll show you what you go out on. Someone has that. We open. I'm gonna pass the first one. Probably run the second one. Wow. It makes east the special tile. I don't know. I don't have a clue how that mode works. Well, unfortunately, we're losing. I mean, we fed this guy a little bit, but now we lost about, what, 6,000 points on that one hand? Well, unfortunately, we were basically never winning. Because, like, we'd still be 4th place, just not winnable.
Riichi
You need my friend code. How scared am I? I'm already in the dumpster. I can't lose any harder than I already have. Oh, well, so much for that.
Chi.
I have to go
Riichi
Riichi.
desu.
Whether this wins or loses, I have to go Riichi. Going out tile sucks, but I mean, there it is. Oh my god!
No.
Did we just get out of the dumpster?
リーチ一発チュン
Oh my god, we're not last. I can't believe we just got undumpstered.
Oh,
Oh dear. This is gonna be a fast one. I'm on deal, so we're just gonna go nuts here. Pretty much anything that I can play, I will. Get rid of this tile before anyone else can do anything with it. We currently already have 2 Dora, so that'll get us out of the hole here entirely. Get us back into 2nd place. Any other Dora would be awesome. This concealed is worth 8 foo. Just imagine Jeepicus trying to play that Battle of Azura, not knowing how the regular game works. It may not be super well. No, I kind of want to keep this.
Chi.
I think that edge weight's worse than the other things. Actually, that's probably bad, because they don't let us call anymore. Like, if this person plays something worth calling, we're probably taking it. Not yet. This first move, pawn, a good move. I tend to let it go and just wait. I don't know. Dapper would say wait for the next one, but you may not see the next one. Like in a hand where like I think the game changes in the last like this, where basically somebody's playing to get like this guy would be very happy with a one-on hand. So if he has a Dora tile, he knows he has enough. He just has to win. But in regular play, like opening cheaply, wanting to match over. Couldn't you dumpster the other guy? It's exactly enough. It's a garbage hand. But we basically lose nothing, right? 6 points, whatever. We'll try one more round, and then I'm gonna be done. One more. But yeah, Dapper said to not do it. If I have like 3 Dora tiles in my hand, you betcha, you absolutely betcha. Sort of my rule, which I do break kind of frequently because I'm still learning the game, and it's just really tempting. But so like if you look at statistics, the most likely way people do go open is exactly that, and it's just a matter of what's best. If it's really likely that it's going to be in your pair, that's fine too. But do remember that that's. So let me put it this way: opening. This was kind of the thing that I was reading. If your open hand is going to be basically worth as much as the closed hand, you might as well do it, as long as it keeps the right geometry. I need the friend code for Jupiter's. You need this code. This is the last round. Yeah, I don't know. I hope that helps. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, if it's functional to you, like, let's say this. If I'm dealt a hand, and I'm in a table of people that I know are all going to open, and I also dealt a really cruddy hand that I'm probably never winning with, unless I open, and I really need to win this hand, then I'm probably doing it. But generally, it's not good to open. But that does let you meld anything. So if you have a ton of easy melds, and hopefully you have Dora tiles. If you have a couple Dora tiles, it's better to be patient. But if you're in a position where, you know, you're not ever going out without doing it, then you do it. It's not the worst thing. But do keep in mind though that passing it, here's the real trick. We're talking about Fairyton. Keep in mind that passing it makes those other two tiles safe. It's like there, we're just holding this pair. But if it comes to the point where I need better hand geometry elsewhere, this pair is worthless. Exactly. That'd be the dapper strategy. Now, that changes though if I know I have a really good hand. The hand is worth a lot of points, and I need to make sure those points are most likely banked. You want to get your win rate on that hand as high as possible. Because the only way you're ever banking points is if you win the hand. Oh, so I like this little bebop one. But you know, I mean, it's a matter of like, I do firmly believe at the moment that the best the best defense in this game is having offense. Your offense is really good. It prevents players from making monster hands. But stuff like that, I mean, if you don't have a really good reason to open, you probably shouldn't, and then that gives you more options later.
本です。
Like this, I don't know what this is. Like this, so like if we're going to compare this game to poker, like this is potentially a bluff, right? Like, are they just bad? Or do they have a whole bunch of pawns and they're going to wreck someone? But they're not showing any Dora tiles. What a shape. I kind of like that shape. So this is where these are where the Norths get dropped. We have a lot of pairs. We had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 5 pairs. Maybe I should have stuck on pairs. Problem is, I don't think we're hitting the outsides because I'm seeing a few of them get discarded. Oh, this is better. This is a little bit better. We could just start pawning everything like he was. Danger tile, let's just get rid of it now.
ボン
Nicely done, Jeepicus. In a format I don't even understand. Pawn this. I'm just gonna be patient. Now that these two are open, I know that they're not. People are gonna think some of those tiles are safe, but I may never see them. Opening on the 5 lets me dunk the 9s. No, I still don't like it. But see, now that I passed that, I can still meld it later, but I can't go out on those. Too many pairs. But now that this is melded, if I get a 3, we'll get rid of the issue that these 5s are weighing us down a bit. Hitting a 5 here would be really nice. Yeah, I don't see the need to like, this hand's not worth enough points. Discarded earlier. Get a 1. So ideally here, if we had a way to get to 10 pi, we would. We're probably just going to lose 1,000 points. It's going to dunk. I don't think we're going out, as nice as this hand looked. And I'm afraid to discard this. Did that get us 10 pi? Oh, it's not getting us 10 pi now. I'm just avoiding playing into someone else's discards here. It sucks I'm going to lose my deal on this, but what can I do? I actually have to discard another tile. Only one hand was ready. Notice that we did have the danger tile, and they also had double Dora, so that was at least 4,000 points without doing any further math. In fact, they actually had all Pongs as well, so that was 4 or 5 Han, which is about 8,000 or so points. We would have additional food though because of all of the probably was enough for Honeyman. No, this is a very strong hand. A super strong hand. At least I got rid of my deal without having to pay people out a bunch of money. At least there's that. But I will, after this round, I will briefly talk about Fairyton and end the stream. Probably more Mahjong late afternoon tomorrow or something. I got a bunch of stuff to do. I'll probably chill and play some later. 8's probably worse than the 3. This at least diversifies our situation. I don't like it. I guess we were not really focused on that 3. This is where I don't like 1-3 combos. It's like this 1 is really hanging in nowhere land because it needs the 3 to be anything. Oh, there's something. Alright, this part of our hand is done. It's just figuring out the rest of this. We're holding a pair. If any of this other stuff gets matched, we have a pretty good situation forming. Get rid of the 3. So now we can find a 5 or an 8, and we have a really good weight. Trying to learn the other weights. Oh dear lord. Are we just folding? Okay, we didn't need to fold. Oh lordy. That's why you fold. Mangan. We've now fallen into 3rd place. Nothing we can do about it. This is a pretty good hand. This is a hand we probably open. So why would we open immediately? If we go all inside, it's 8,000 points off the top. Perhaps we find more Dora. Because funny story, like for some reason if there's like, you know, if you're, the likelihood of someone having a more hopeless Dora tile because we're so well connected. Someone might dunk one early. We're actually pretty close to having a ready hand here.
To be a single star in the sky. I hear you calling me. I wanna word you up into my life. Let's love to make a single star in the sky. To you.
Well, I can't use this anymore because I opened. Makes your discards a little bit easier.
リーチです。
Wow. I'm glad we opened, because sure as hell
No.
weren't getting... Wow.
リーチ
There's not a whole lot you can do when people get hands like that, right? That was a little bit bad luck on this person's part. I mean, well, I didn't see all their discards. But we've now reached the point where this person's getting dumpstered so hard. I'm gonna pawn this. This person actually has won several in a row. Their win rate is pretty bad compared to their reach. So one statistic that a lot of people like to look, looking at your win rate versus your deal win rate, I guess is a pretty indicative number. So we've already opened, and we can play whatever. So this 7 can go. So like we look at ours. Or we kind of tried some different things. We were closer to 30% win rate and like 12% deal in. I think it keeps all of your stats forever. I don't think it is the most wayward tile. Uh-oh, they got you for 16k, huh? Uh-oh. Oh, I really don't want this pair anymore. Pretty good. Fortunately, we have to dunk the 6. 6 doesn't really improve anything, does it? Really? There it is. Thanks for the points.
チュンドラ
Only 2k. Yeah, I should have went a little bit bigger. I was hoping to find a Dora tile or something. But this does get us in reach that if we go 8k on this hand, we can take the lead. Can you more fried rice? We're somewhat close to a ready hand here. We're currently sitting on 3 pairs. Oh, thank you. So one of these pairs is probably going to be toast. So if we don't draw anything, we're even keeping.
Boom.
I'm not sure functionally what that helps. I don't know. So this is the kind of situation where I feel our hand is just going to be too slow to do anything. Okay, that's looking a little bit better. The 9s are currently a liability. But this is a really good weight to go out on. Well, besides the fact that there's Dora involved. But the actual shape is good. We're just not finding anything on the wall, and we certainly don't have anything to call on either. We haven't even had to make this decision. The fours. The 7's actually kind of bad.
G です。
リーチです。
Best I can do. I don't think there's enough time to screw around much more. I'd rather have a better weight, but I have a sense that unless someone's holding that as a pair, someone's probably going to discard that. Or it was just never possible to win. They almost got us enough points. We're going to lose a tiny amount here. Oh no, we still play. Their deal. Their dealer. Gotta find 30, at least 3,300 points. I don't know what I'm doing with that tile. There's actually a chance. Isn't one of each run? Sequence in every suit. Sequence in every suit is one Han. Unfortunately, it's not a huge scoring thing. If it's concealed, it's worth a lot more points. Well, that makes my job easy. We did draw a Dora tile. Oh boy. Giving up that additional Han. Just draw one anyways. That's a pretty good shape. Where's our pair? I can't open there. It's not worth enough points. There's our Riichi. Yeah, I can do that. Why is it? See, that's a rule I don't understand. I don't understand why that's not Fairyton. Pretty weak weight. It's possible with the silliness that this game has been. That somebody gives us. I think the 3 is in play. It just has to not be in the wall. I guess it could be in someone's meld and we'd just be screwed. We could have just sat in Dama, but I think we need the Riichi points. It's close. They're sniffing. There's also a Riichi stick in the pool already. Oh man, it was off by 1. Good trying. Come on, give me the points. No. Oh no, that's a bad one. Watching the discards. I guess there was an 8 over there, but just in a realm of come on, last tile. That was the only one that had a hand. Well, we got out of the dumpster, ladies and gentlemen. Pay me. Oh, really? That's bullshit. We didn't Riichi. I don't really lose anything, though. Did nothing. Yeah, we need to play the strategy that we played, though. Like, we won... Like, it really doesn't matter to finish 3rd. But, like... As far as points, we gain like 50 points on the session. We gain like 50 points on the session, and besides whatever dumb entry fee for copper or whatever, but we won a match, we got like 15 rating here, we got like 50 here, and we lost like 5 here, 5 here, and like 10 here, so we netted a lot of points. I gotta accept you as a friend. And so we were going to talk about Fairyton. Is it in the help? Really? I don't want to do this. I just wanted to show what Fairyton is. Okay, so once you do those, okay, so we talked about Yaku, you have to have a minimum hand. Most basic way to get that. Oh, so one thing you need to know, Jeepicus, is so this east is the dealer always. But if you're playing east only, or if you're playing south, the prevailing wind is the name of the round. In Mahjong, it's normally played where you go around, everyone deals once, and then when you get to the next set of deals, you change this prevailing wind. And it goes in the same order as the way the winds are organized in play. East goes to south, goes to west, goes to north. The seat that you're sitting in is always worth something to you. All of the other winds are not worth anything. Your seat wind and the round wind. The dragon tiles are always worth something to anyone. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get to. Simply know about this. holding a 4. That's 7. Oh. Sure. It doesn't explain what Furrington is. I'm gonna look up the definition we're gonna talk about. Yeah, you're generally not gonna get it, but like 1 in every 4 hands, you're probably the one that ends up with it. Let's go look at a log or something. How about 1v1? I think this one had a hand in it that. Did I run this one? I wish I could show it. So here's what the wiki says. It's applied to win. It's a furry 10 is a restriction applied to winning hands. While in Furry 10, the player loses the ability to declare a win on a player's discard. So, step 1. If you draw the tile, you can still go out. But you still have to have a valid Yaku in order to do that. Now, if you're in Riichi, you already have, no matter what the hell you did with your hand, if they're all melds and you manage the Riichi, you should have a valid Yaku in order to do that, because Riichi gives you a Yaku. Oh, sorry, it gives you a Han. It gives you the qualifying hand. It's in that list of 1 Han things. So a hand is in Tenpai, or also known as a ready hand state. You have a list of tiles that are possible for winning. So generally, well, if you're there's different ways to end up in Furryton. We'll talk about them, or at least the way I understand them. It could be slightly wrong, but this is how I get it. So generally, your hand is marked as Furryton if any tile in that set is in your own discards. If you discarded the tile, you can't go out on it ever again. Yes, that's the word. So if I have a 3/4 and that's part of what I'm like, assume everything else is melded. So if I have a 3/4 in hand and I'm waiting to go out on the 2 or the 5, and I passed on chiing that, pretend that 3 and 4 is treated as a unit. It's a meld together, or waiting to be melded. Let me mute this. Alright, cool. So if I have a 3, if I have a, like, I have it right in front of me, so let's do this.
Don't.
No. I hate it that it does that.
Dora.
We could skip this. I'm just going to show you with this hand. Okay. So assume that we have this 3/4, and the rest of the hand is all meld. We just have the 3/4, and we have our pair, and everything else is melded, and we're waiting on the 2 and the 5. Assume in our discard, we've already discarded a 5. We can't go out on the 2 or the 5 by rule, because this 3/4, you have to assume that let's assume I had the 3/4 the entire game, because it's important to this rule. If at a point in the game I was able to chi this grouping, I can't go out on it anymore. And so this 2 and the 5, this 5 and a 2 would be Furryton for the entire rest of the game, until I like, let's say something weird happens. This is how you clear it. You're not going to do this in a regular game. You're just going to accept that you're not melding this from someone's discard. So you're not melding it to go out on someone's discard. You could still chi this. You just can't go out on it. That's a key point of what Furryton means. So let's say I discard my 3, and then later again draw another 3. This is treated as something new, and I can actually now go out in the 2 and the 5 again, because I'd actually discarded it. Over the table, you'd actually walk back all the discards and know whether or not someone was BSing you on the, whether they were lying, whether or not they had
Done.
they didn't. So, okay. So in general, if you have a potential meld and you've had it in your hand for a long time, like it doesn't matter if somebody discarded, you know, that 5. If that 5 was discarded a million years ago and I never had the 3/4 in hand, it doesn't matter. Sort of, Caesar. I don't know the intention of the rule. But that's what we're reading from. So the rule that's listed here, and I'm just going to read it so you don't have to load it. Hands in Tenpai, a hand in Tenpai ready to go, is in Furiton if any of the following scenarios. At least one winning tile is in one's own discard pile. Now note, if I had a different way to go out, like say that's some pair and I had some other meld situation that I never refused the meld, and I never discarded the tile I'm looking for, I can still go out on that other combination. That's why you'll sometimes see that some of the tiles are unwinnable, but yeah. So yeah. So at least one winning tile is in one's own discard pile. The hand is declared Riichi and a winning tile is not claimed. The hand is not declared Riichi, another player discards a tile and the winning tile is not claimed, then it can be in temporary Furiton until the next turn. So this is a really important rule to understand because there are times, so the discard thing, you just have to make sure you're not discarding tiles you intend on winning on later. That's step 1. Step 2, if the hand is not Riichi, somebody else discards a tile and you don't claim it, you can be in temporary Furiton. And that clears, once you discard again, it clears that rule. But if you discarded it, it's toasted. Refusing it, I think you have to discard once before it clears. So we talked ad nauseum already about discarding your winning tile. Let's see if there's anything else interesting here that might help. Most common reason for Furiton, however, is when a player is already Tenpai with an open hand, does not have a Yaku. While they may have a winning tile that provides them with a Yaku, if they draw another tile which completes the hand without a Yaku, then you're going to be forced into Furiton on the next discard. So understand that. So if you screw up until you know this game, I try to go out on as many tiles as I can, but so like shapes like 3-5, 3-4-5, 6-6 is a really good shape to basically be your what you want to go out on, or even 3-4-5-5. Really, just any 4. Anytime you build a run of 4 tiles or more, and then start to put pairs on the end. So like not 1, 2, 3. If it's 3, 4, 5, 6, and you have like 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, that means if you draw a 3, you've drawn your pair. If you draw a 6, there's a whole bunch of tiles as you make that kind of shape that you can actually go out on, assuming everything else is melded. 3, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if you hit, well, I'll take that back. 3, 3, you would have another meld there. 3, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 3, 3, 4, 5. If you draw the 6, you then go out on that. If you draw the 3, you now, if you didn't have a pair, you now can use that as a pair. Yes, pairs on the end typically make better shapes, and the longer you can make a run in a suit, generally the better it is. Like, there's a whole bunch of theory and stuff happening, but generally, like, the base shape that has the most accepting tiles to just make stuff is a 4 or 5, because you can get a 3 or a 6, and there's eight of those. But it gets more complex when you start. Yeah, stuff like that is really nice. Now the pairs in the middle are less useful, but it really depends on the hand shape. That's just a general thing. You also want to keep in mind that people don't usually like to discard 4, 5s, and 6s. Not that they won't. It's just that in many games, people are generally discarding 1s and 2s and 8s and 9s and sometimes 3s and 7s. So if you don't have a lot of going out tiles, but they're kind of covering stuff that people are likely to discard, or make it really awkward for them to basically decide whether to stop playing the hand and fold and just discard safe tiles. So that's sort of some of the strategy. I would focus more on, there's a tile efficiency thing. I don't know where the link is, this thing, that you can check out. Don't have to call Chi or do the combo problems. No, if you have the meld in your hand, it's just melded. The only time you're calling Chi, you generally want to try to draw the entire hand up to the point that you go Riichi. Yep, that's another good one, Biba. Yeah, if you manage to get a 5 run, let me look at my list. 5 runs are really good. I don't even have 5 runs on the sheet, because I'm dumb. But that one's really good. So, but that's just a complex shape you're kind of looking to make. Yeah, sorry. Inside pairs are still good. I'm brain farting. But you'll notice that basically you take the shape of 4 tiles in a row, add a pair to it, and look to go out on that and do up everything else. What tends to happen, though, is that you won't have that luxury in every match, and you have to make a decision whether it's worth doing it or not. But something like that is very dangerous because, you know, it's... Yep. So was there anything else on this common case? So yeah, once if you've discarded the card in the game, you're probably never going to be able to go out on it unless you draw it. And if you've managed to screw up, generally there's a few other ways to have it happen, but generally if you've screwed up and you can't accept someone's discard, and you have to pass it until you make a Yaku or something, then until it goes, this is a temporary situation, until it goes all the way around, you can't go out on it. So there's also this state of temporary Furryton. Any player in Tenpai has the option to ignore a winning tile. By declaring a call for Ron, the player then becomes temporary Furryton until their next discard. Although most of the time it'll apply to a discarded tile, it can also apply to a tile to create Yomika? I don't even know what that is. I really hate all these terms. Well, you might have just had no Yaku. Oh, right. The Shogunkan is the, okay. The con, this involves 4 of a kind stuff. 4 of a kind stuff gets weird. So, temporary Furryton cannot apply to a tile. As if a player can call Ron on an N-con, they have a single-sided weight. Okay, if they decline, okay, okay. There's some special stuff going on here. We're going to kind of blow over that. The primary purpose of the rule is to prevent a player from targeting a later player in the turn order. Once a player sees a tile discarded, they know that they can follow with the same tile and will be safe. While this is often a mistake to enter temporary Furryton done by a player who does not know their weights correctly or is not paying attention, it may be done deliberately in order to achieve a higher scoring hand. This comes much more common in other things. Sure, that's great. Permanent Furryton during Riichi. Riichi is when you have a complete hand and you choose to gamble, freeze your hand, and autopilot the rest of the hand until someone wins. When the player is declared Riichi, the state of temporary Furryton does not expire. Per the rule of Riichi, a player cannot change weight, therefore the hand can no longer be adjusted to escape Furryton. The only one opportunity to call Ron comes from the first instance. So if you're already in Furryton and you for some reason decide to call Riichi, let's say you really need those points or something, the only opportunity to call Ron comes with the first instance of a winning discarded tile. If the call to win is declined, then the only option is to win the hand comes via sumo, which is drawing the tile. This rule is a critical part of defense against Riichi, as it means that any discarded tile since the declaration... Yeah, let me explain. So, remember I said, so if you decline taking the discard from someone, you go into this temporary state. Riichi, you're on autopilot, so you can never, on the online version, well, I guess the game actually lets you pass, but you're always going to win the game. Well, I guess in some cases you may not. If you knew that's not happening. You're going to hit go. If for some reason you pass, though, by accident or something, you can't win the game anymore because you passed it. It's a special rule with Riichi. So really make sure there's a little button on the side. On the left-hand side, it's the second one above below A. It's the R. But it's on this left-hand side, and it basically auto-calls the win for you. And when you're in Riichi, there's nothing else you can do, so you might as well just call the auto-win. But it's in this. It's the second option. The first one's auto-arrange your hand. The other are like auto-discards and stuff. But the second one is, you can even click it while it's just the R. But that lets you auto-call your run. But yeah. Yeah, really the only reason you should be opening is you have a bunch of Dora tiles and you have a that gets you your minimum hand, so you don't have to worry. I mean, there's other things happening. I mean, if I'm in a match where everyone is opening so hard that I'm not, I still want to try to be, I'd still recommend trying to be patient and not opening. Like, if I put it this way, like, when I look at the stats in the higher tier games, 1 in every 3 hands, 2 to 3, sorry, 1 in every, it's about 20, let's do percents, 20 to 30% of a high tier play, they're opening their hands. In the lower tiered, or sorry, in the high tier play, this is the Jade Rooms in this. They also play the 4-hand East thing, which a lot of people for some reason are playing at the lower tier. They still play it there, but not as much. They open at a rate of about 10 to 15% more frequently than they would otherwise. They don't really open a lot, and they're reaching, you know, like 20-25% of the time, or 30% of the time, whatever, 25%, whatever. But they don't open a lot unless they're playing a faster game. So you may find more situations in the 4-hand East where pretty much the last hand is where you really might want to consider, if you understand the scoring, that you might want to try to jump a placing, and just kind of gauge, well, I really need points in this last hand. Score, if I stay closed, I'm likely scoring 0. I think it's correct to open in that case because it's going to change your placing. And it doesn't matter if you score 1,000 points and it moves you up a placing, it was probably worth it. Unless you give a likely win in a different way that scores a lot more points. Because open Opening generally is losing you at least one, if not more, Han. The Riichi alone can score you a bucket load of points. Because the key thing about Riichi is you'll see that there are these tiles at the top. Get it again.
Riichi,
At the top left. Shut up. Shut up. At the top left, we have the Dora tile. Or the Aka or whatever. It's showing 5 in this game. Showing 5 in this game, so the 6s, these tiles are worth an additional Han. Okay. So in this case, I had 2 of them in hand, so opening isn't too bad. Like, you're going to get a Han from whatever your qualifying is, plus 2 Han for these. Okay, 3 Han is a reasonable hand. To a lot of people, this may not be enough. 3 Dora would give you 4 Han, which is a lot more points. But what am I trying to say? If you so if you go Riichi and you go out, you actually get to look at, for each one of these that are revealed, every time someone makes a 4 of a kind and plays it, they get to reveal one of these tiles. Whenever someone wins by Riichi, they get to reveal the tiles that are under each of the tiles that have already been revealed. This is a wall of 10 tiles, so this top one in the first set is revealed. You show all of the tiles that were under the ones that were conned and revealed on top of the initial one. So in this case, we just get to see what's under the 5. You get what's called Uradoras. So you get to reveal these hidden tiles, and you might magically get additional Dora tiles, because those all now count towards your hand as Dora. That's really the strength of Riichi Mahjong, is if you have a hand that, you know, if you manage to hit something on the Uradoras and maybe you get a 4 of a kind, well, there's 4 tiles in play now, as opposed to just 2 that have the additional multiplier. And all you need is a couple of them on top of what you already have, and all of a sudden you have a hand that's 20k. If you have another, you know, because the Riichi gives you a Han, your actual hand gives you a Han. If it's Pinfu or something, you get another Han. Throw a couple Dora tiles in there, and we're already talking 5. 5 or more Han is kind of what you want to shoot for. In a lot of cases, opening just willy-nilly takes a hand that potentially is worth several, many thousand points. You're opening to only score a few thousand. Now, if you really don't, if you have 0 Doras and your Riichi is, on a bad tile or something, maybe you try to move the hand around and open it or something. I'm sure there's some other strategies to it, but basically a lot of the books have said you should consider the expected value of the hand. Obviously, you have no hope of winning the hand staying closed, and you're in a position where you need to win the hand and take a little bit of risk, because of course the more tiles you meld, the less tiles you have for defense. We talked about what Furryton is. If the person whose Riichi has discarded it, they can't go out on it. So that gives you safety tiles to play around. Usually melding like dragons or something isn't really going to be too dangerous for you. But let's say they go Riichi really early and you could have passed on dragons. Well, you have several tiles that you could, if you felt like folding that early. But basically, a lot of the books have said, unless you have 5,200 points or more, you shouldn't be opening. Like, if the hand's going to go from a 5,000 to 6,000 point hand down to a 2,000 point hand because you opened, it wasn't worth it. Barring any game situation or something, you have a very strong inkling that someone's going to go out before you and you're never going to make that hand. It really depends how far you're away. I hope that gives you some sense. But the name of the game is Riichi Mahjong, and you probably want to start every hand scoring aside, under the impression that you should try to keep your hand closed as long as possible. Because the other thing you should know, Jeepicus, is that if your hand is fully closed and you go Riichi, it doesn't matter what melds you make. You can make any melds that you want. You can use the 1s and 9s. You can use honors when you basically have a hand of all simples. That's the power of it. You don't even have to go Riichi, which puts you on autopilot, right? You can go what's called Dama, which is not taking the Riichi. So all that means is you're still playing. You can sit there and discard the tile that you draw the whole time until you run someone. You can do that. You won't get the additional Han. You can go Riichi later when you think it's safer, or you at least have a better idea of what your hand may be worth, and then how fast it is compared to everyone else. But once someone goes Riichi, um, everybody else has to change how they're playing, because you either have to stay in the hand or fold. If your hand is only worth 1,000 points, um, table minimum, it's probably best to fold the hand, unless you badly need to win that hand in a way that you probably should fold. And folding is, again, going back to this discard situation. Like in my discard, I got these nine bamboo shoots. You had a 9 in your hand, you just discard it. You should also know that the first time going around, when someone Riichis, as Ipatsu, which is if someone discards immediately the tile that you need the first time going around, you get an additional Han if you bust them on it. So there's a lot of basically gambling additional bonuses you can get. And keep in mind, you just need to get to 4 or 5 Han for the points to start getting ridiculous. And really the biggest point margin gross are when you go from up to 8k at 4 Han and 5 Han for 12k and more. There is a scoring table. We're not going to go over it. Try to get, I mean, your hand is probably worth playing if it has 3 or more Han in it. And after that, like if you get to 4 or 5, you have a lot of points. So if you have keep in mind that you always go out with 1. So I got 2 Dora in this hand, so I already have 3. If I go Riichi, I already have 4. So anything else that happens, someone Ipatsu's it, I draw another Dora, or whatever other luck thing happens. Now I have 5 Han, and all of a sudden I'm breaking the bank. But if I open with this hand, I'd be like, let's say that the value of this hand going Riichi is about 8k. Opening with this hand only has a value of about 3,000 points, because there's not. We're not going to get into how high you count food, but there's not much food. There's no food in this hand that's beyond the bare minimum food, and you only have the 2 Dora tiles. So the most Han I'm going to get out of this hand is 3. So it's only about I want to say 3 to 4,000 point hand. So. But if I badly needed it, and it's more than nothing. But like, keep in mind, if I didn't have those 2 Dora tiles, it'd be worth 1,000 versus probably at least 4 to 8,000, if not maybe more. But 4 to 8,000 is probably a reasonable guess if I didn't have the Dora tiles. You just don't know what you're going to get with the Riichi situation. But there you go. There's your explanation. I'm going to bed. Thanks for watching. Good to see everyone.